Did you know that 1 in 5 teens struggle with depression? In spite of it being such a common illness, there's a lot that parents and caregivers might miss amidst all the different changes going on in the family while teenagers transition from children into early and then late adolescence. Today we're going to take some time to dive deeper into adolescent depression, how to identify it, and how to respond to it. Let's start off with 4 common misconceptions about depression. The first common misconception is that depression is just sadness. Sometimes when we think about a depressed person, the image that comes to mind is somebody who's sad, unwilling or unable to open up, uninterested in engaging in activities or hobbies, somebody who's shut down or maybe even unable to get out of bed and complete daily living tasks. While that can certainly be true, depression in teenagers often and typically does look a little bit different. Added to that is the complexity that adolescents and teenagers rarely disclose depression to anybody other than their friends, which makes it hard for parents, caregivers, and even some mental health professionals who may potentially overlook or underestimate the significance of some behaviors and relegate them instead to just sort of normal teenage acting out. It's important to note that signs such as being argumentative, a lot of irritability, sharp tone, being lost in the world of social media, or just appearing lost in a daydream can all be signs of clinical depression when they present as part of a behavior pattern. Other signs to look out for include the feeling of being on edge or somatic symptoms like digestive issues, chronic headaches, other physical complaints. Similarly, feigned indifference, which usually looks like the classic teenage mantra of "I don't care," can all be hallmarks of depression. Lastly, behaviors like sneaking out or engaging in drug and alcohol use that is creating an impact on the teen's grades or other daily functioning can all be masking a mental health illness like depression. And it's important to note that all of the above signs can be occurring in the absence of sadness. As you can see, depression is much more than just sadness. Misconception number 2 is that depression only affects adults. Depression can affect children, adolescents, adults, and the elderly. And as I said a minute ago, it's important not to assume that young people are simply being moody or being typical teenagers. Misconception number 3 is that depression is somehow a weakness and that people who struggle with depression should just get over it. Some people may see depression as a sign of weakness and view that with greater resilience, people would be able to just get past it. The sense is that if they had more willpower, then they wouldn't have depression. The truth is that depression is a medical condition that impacts the brain directly and has nothing to do with willpower or strength. In fact, oftentimes chemical imbalances or other things are at play that nobody has any individual control over. We wouldn't tell somebody to get over the flu, and we shouldn't tell somebody to simply get over depression. Because of this, professional support, such as therapy and sometimes medication, are often a necessary part of recovery. Your teen likely won't be able to overcome depression by simply being told what to do. The last misconception is that once you have depression, you'll always have it. While some depression is recurring, a lot of depression is situational and can resolve completely with time. Other people experience episodes of severe depression followed by complete remission for periods of time that can be short or long. With professional help, regardless of the patterns of depression, people can experience lives without the significant symptoms of chronic depression. Now that we understand depression a little bit more, let's talk about how to help your depressed teen. The good news is you're already doing this by watching the video. Anything that you can do to educate yourself more about depression or learn how to better attune to your teen's needs will make a big impact. These efforts will help you be more compassionate and proactive with any of the issues that they're struggling with. And in addition to this video, we have countless other blogs on our website about teenage depression and any of the other issues that your teen might be struggling with. Encourage open communication. The best way to do this is to actively listen to what they are saying and to pay close attention to what they aren't saying. From there, validate their experience and let them know that while you might not always agree with them, you're always available to listen. This creates space for open and honest communication, which is the real end goal. If you don't know what's going on, you can't do anything to address it. Make sure they feel heard. without judgment and without you immediately jumping in to try to fix the situation. Encourage your teen to engage in self-care that they enjoy. Anything from listening to music, exercise, reading, journaling, hanging out with friends, or simply just engaging in a hobby for 5 minutes a day can help your teen regulate their emotions and lessen the impact of depression. Practice your own self-care. While it may come naturally to encourage your teen to engage in healthy habits, it's also pretty easy for parents to forget about themselves. Supporting a teen with depression impacts the whole family. So it's important to model healthy habits by engaging in them yourselves. Engaging in self-care as a parent of a depressed teen can look like any of the things that were mentioned earlier, or it can look like seeking out supports in the community, finding a therapist for yourself, finding a specific support group for parents of depressed teens, or setting boundaries. Let's actually talk about that last one a little bit more. You might be wondering what healthy boundaries look like with a depressed teen. I know many parents and caregivers struggle to set and maintain boundaries with their teenage children. You might have the urge to make things as easy as possible for them because they're suffering. Or conversely, you might think that creating more strict rules, more strict consequences might help fix the problem. In actuality, it's essential to find balance, which will ultimately be the biggest thing that promotes well-being for both your teenager and yourself. To be able to support your teen best, it's important that you're not overwhelmed. Here are some examples of healthy boundaries to consider in support of your teenager. Avoid enabling unhealthy coping mechanisms. While being empathic is crucial, it's also important not to enable behaviors that worsen depression. Let your teenager know that you care by limiting the amount of time they spend in their room alone with the door closed. Restrict access to phones and social media, especially in the evenings and at night. And don't shy away from conversations about uncomfortable topics, such as self-harm, suicidal ideation, bullying, sex, or substance use. Your teen needs to know that you can handle the things that they're struggling with. If your teenager opens up to you even just a little bit, offer a lot of praise first and consequences second and only as needed. Avoid being a fixer. Set a boundary in your own mind that you don't have to fix everything for your teenager. It's natural to want to make things better, but sometimes the best thing that you can do is listen, validate their feelings, and offer support in helping them find their own solutions. Set expectations for daily responsibilities. While it's important to understand that depression can make it hard for your teenager to follow through on responsibilities, it's equally important to have reasonable expectations. Work together to set achievable goals, like completing 1 or 2 chores or completing homework, and then hold them accountable for meeting those goals, with the understanding that they may need a little bit of support along the way. Don't forget to celebrate all their small victories to build confidence and motivation. One question parents and caregivers always have is, when should I seek outside help? Everything that we've covered in this video so far can help you support your depressed teenager, and in spite of everything that you do, in some cases you may need to seek outside help. Here are key signs that you may need to involve a mental health professional. If your teen's symptoms worsen despite your efforts to support them. If your teen is unable to complete daily acts of living, such as going to school or completing basic hygiene. If your teen is regularly engaging in substance use or other high-risk behaviors. And lastly, if your teen is engaging in self-harm or reporting thoughts of suicide. If you think your teen might need extra support but you're unsure, contact a mental health professional. Here at Evolve, we offer free phone consultations to any parent or caregiver who's concerned about their teenager. I hope this video was helpful, and thanks so much for watching.